Hey guys, it's Jenny. Good morning or afternoon, depending on when you were looking at this. I'm sorry I wasn't able to host the meeting this morning. I had to take Ethan to an orthopedic to get his foot checked out. So there's just a couple of things that came up that I really felt like I really wanted to share and touch base. And I wanted to have the Zoom so if you had questions, we could clear it up. It'll only take a minute. The first thing is about your DPass. So if you're a full-time teacher and you need to do DPass, you need to make sure that you have picked your cohorts and you've entered that in the data services. Just to clarify, you have to have at least one measure B, which is your pre-post test. If you're not teaching a class that's going to cover the whole entire thing, like a section A or section B, you can just choose questions from the pre or post test that covers what you're going to be teaching, and so that you can test that. Your cohort has to be at least 10 students. So like you could pick, I think the more the better. So I'm picking 2 classes for photosynthesis and cellular respiration questions for my A section of my class that I haven't given the pre-post test yet. If you're a teacher that doesn't teach something until the spring, you still need to pick your measure that you're going to use. You can't set targets yet, but you can pick your measure. And I know Stephanie, for example, only has 1 class. You could actually, if you have more than 20 kids, or if you have at least 20, you could split that and give 10 kids, count that as 1 cohort, and then the other 10 as another cohort, and give the pre-post test that way. Or Steph, you might have to do a pre-post test and choose another measure. This is the only school where I've ever done the pre-post test for both measures. We always picked another measure. So I hope that answers questions. I think we're supposed to have that stuff done by the end of the month, so that you can have a meeting with we can have a meeting with Dr. McVeary. And then the asynchronous days, real quick. Wednesday or Friday is an asynchronous day. Just wanted to clarify, make sure you know, this isn't a day where you're assigning a lot of extra work for students or you're creating a whole new assignment or something like that. This should be easy. Not a lot of work for you, not a lot of work for the kids. It could be a catch-up day where they're resubmitting or fixing something and redoing it and resubmitting it. It could be them taking flip notes. It could be them reading something to get ahead for the next lesson, or reading and reviewing something. So it's not a day where you're having them like check in and turn something in and taking attendance or anything like that. It's just, thank you. It's just like a catch up or like a preview of something. So, I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. Don't make a lot of extra work for yourself for that one. And then also subplans, if you're out, like caring to be out, you need to make sure that you have subplans available for your substitute. It would be great if you could post them on the website, but also have them in the class as a paper version if you can. Or if I'm usually always here, so you can always email your plans to me or just text me and let me know you're emailing them, and then I'll get in and print them out. And also, just an FYI, I think it'd be easier for subs too. You need to have an attendance list. So like by your door, if you have a classroom, you're not a floater, there should be an emergency folder that you have by your door, and you should have current class lists in that subfolder. And that is a place that you could use, like a substitute could grab that and use that, because it is technically an emergency if you're not here. So they could grab that and use that to take attendance. So you don't necessarily have to create an entire substitute folder. You could have that subplan and just say in your plans, like the attendance rosters are in the emergency folder by my door. I think that's what I'm going to do. So, and then just a couple other things. If you're a teacher that's writing letters of recommendations for students, please make sure you're checking Naviance. Like some of them don't know how to put in the due dates for things. So I'm using Friday to get a lot of those things knocked out, hopefully. And then also you might just want to say something to your students about checking in. We're about 3rd way through the first trimester, and just telling them, I have two sets of students. Seems like I have kids that never check their grades, and I have kids that are constantly checking their grades. And neither one is healthy. All my kids laugh when I said that. I'm like, you should be checking your grades at least once a week or twice, like once every 2 weeks. That means that you as a teacher should be updating your grades and hopefully syncing them to eSchool, like so parents can see them too. And reminding kids, we're like a third of the way through the first trimester, and you need to make sure you're staying on top of your stuff and reaching out to me. And if you're one of those kids that's constantly sending, I have a lot that are constantly sending me emails about stuff I haven't graded yet because I can't get through my grading. Like, stop doing that. It's not healthy. So, yeah, so those are just some things I wanted to say. If you have any questions, there's just a lot. Like, also your PDMS trainings, like if you haven't done those, I think they're supposed to be done by the end of October as well. So you might want to take Friday. Hopefully you've scheduled your in-service wisely. I'm doing both of my things first thing in the morning so that I can use the rest of the day to knock out that busy work of letters of recommendation and anything else that I have to do. And you might want to use that to do your trainings. So that's all I really wanted to touch base with you about. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My phone number is probably the best way to reach me now because I'm constantly driving places. It's 302-448-6890. I'll get a text a lot faster than I check an email, and I get a lot of emails. So if you really need me, please text me. And if there's anything that I can do to help, or if you need anything, just please let me know. I hope that you have a good rest of your day whenever you're watching this, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.